To try and get crowding under braking. This is brave stuff. Late on the brakes. Crowding also brakes late as well. Whole position. Very, very good driving, guys. Sophisticated. Jesus H. Christ. Just go home. Look at that shape. What a move. Look at that, guys. Yeah. What a move from Shane and Borno. What a move from Shane and Borno. That is going to be a move. That's so brave. The wall was like that far away. Wow. Brave it here. Oh, they're going through side by side. They're going through side by side. Fantastic driving. Oh, Owen just runs over the curb a little bit. Amazing driving there from Owen, Howell and Giles. 95. And look at Roland, he's made ground. Stunning. Hit the flip button, guys. He's going to go around the outside. Oh, he's easy. Think he's fighting. He's to the hairpin. Oh, no one's lifted. Look at this. Through the S's side by side. Oh, wow. Wings on. Jamie's got the high ground at the moment. Can he maintain that high ground? Goodness me, their real bashers are coming up towards the tunnel. Who is going to give ground here? Good Lord, side by side. Great driving, guys. Great driving. Let's keep it going. And Zepex, keep an eye on him. He's just coming through. Just come out of the S's. Oh, look at this. Look at this. He's gone up the square, still the inside double, overtaken the hairpin. Crazy stuff. Balls. Look at this. Look at this. The street is punching. He's picking this one up. Here he comes. Is he going to make a leap for Ascari? He is. You know, I think he's going to send this one. Oh my goodness, they lay on the brakes again from side to side for Ascari. Great driving! Hit the clip button. You know what to do, guys. Here comes Bingley. And oh, I thought he was going to get the job done. He still might get the job done. Here we come. And he's going to get it. Or is he? Adam L.B. is fighting. No, Adam L.B. is fighting back. Adam L.B. is not giving this position up. Now he's got through. Oh, Kerr Bush trying to thread the eye of the needle. Three abreast going through. Launching one almost. Jesus! Wow. Oh, what a move! What a switchback! What a switchback! He's going to make it stick! Oh, my goodness me, that's great driving, guys. Huh? What? Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Adam LB with the double overtake going into Parabolica. Oh, I think JD, this is going to be close. Oh, it's a three-way. Oh, it's a four-way dance. My God, Jason's taking the lead. All right, St. Liam has got the position back, but look at this. They're drafting, trying to break the toe. Perennial. Sam Tubbs going to try and sum up the inside of Perennial going into turn 12 with the hairpin. Oh, and Finn Pierre has to get on the brakes pretty quick. And Finn's going to go up the inside on the soft. Is he going to do a double? Is he going to do a double? And Schumacher's right there as well. Man, this is where it's at. Good Lord. Oh, and Schumacher goes at the inside of Perennial. What a lovely move from Schumacher. He's made it stick. Brilliant move. Someone clip that. Keep the clips going, guys. Kenzie, Retro. Thank you very much, says Shuey.
Oh, how about that?
Man, he was on -2. Oh, Sink Dash is going to be careful, Sink. Oh, contact with Perennial. They're going side by side for the Degners. This is brave driving. And Sink Dasher. Wow, what a great move. He took Perennial on the inside of the Degners. Up front, side by side, Jackie Jr. was overtaken by Batters and was just going to switch through and got the position back again. But here comes Batters. Jackie Jr. places his car superbly on the inside line coming into turn 4. Batters is going to have to go the long way round. And Jackie says, you ain't getting past, son. The door is firmly shut and locked. He's going to have a run it back with Pajalo. Oh, he almost runs out of it. Had to switch, big switcheroo. He's going to get him with DRS. And he's going to move himself at P3. Let's have a look at Watto and Rufio again. Rufio defensive, making their way down towards Stowe. Rufio giving the room. Good driving, gentlemen. Good driving. Keep it up. Coming to braking in towards Vale. He's just seen that one coming before. Now he's just taking a lovely defensive line, and Flappy's going to have to. No, Flappy's going around the outside. Oh, they're side by side through 4 and 5. What a Flappy. Oh my goodness me. That was a sensational move from Flappy. But Hayes is going to try and come back in here. Flappy retook the lead with, I think, was one of the best moves I've seen all season. Round the outside there with the long left hander. I think the land was horseshoe that way. I think Watto should have this when we think he's going to use his battery now. Switches to the inside. Oh, he's on the grass! Oh my word! How? Clip it. How did he not lose that then? That was remarkable. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How you all doing? It's BK in the Xbox, Baron Kebab, the Racing Guru. Welcome to the channel tonight, ladies and gents. And it's Thursday night, and I'm back. And it's esports action tonight, all the way, ladies and gents, courtesy of the Paradox Series TPS Esports Tournament. And it is the S2 series. That's the Assist series here on the Baron Kebab TV. And we got a great lineup and a great track. We're at the Circuit of the Americas, Texas, USA. So it's for an absolutely banging race tonight. And joining me in the comms booth tonight is my regular now Thursday night partner in crime, the voice, Kenzie Retro. Good evening, buddy.
And it is race week at last. We've got
Yeah.
Bahrain this weekend. First race of the new season just around the corner.
It's happening, mate. It's finally happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's always such a special buzz around the first race of the new season.
Absolutely. But I'm gutted because the GOAT is no longer in F1. Nikita.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart bleeds. My heart bleeds for Nikita. You know what I'm saying? Actually,
Hey,
no.
we've got K-Mag back in his place. We've got K-Mag in his place though.
The K-Mag is back, and also the Hulk is in the Aston Martin as Mr. Sebastian P1 is unfortunately struck down with COVID. He's a COVID positive kind of person, unfortunately. But anyways, that's coming up over the next 2 or 3 days, of course. But right now, we've got some top tier esports action courtesy of the TPS S2 series. Tonight's teams, by the way, give you a shout out. Tonight's teams, we've got PSR, QBR, AEM, BRT, FRT, TTM, ABE, XPG. We have SLR and AMS tonight, and we'll go through the runners and riders when the session readies up. In fact, I believe we're waiting for one driver. I just need to turn my light on a second. Hang on. There we go. A little bit of light on the matter. So 10 teams tonight. Of course, 2 drivers allowed in each team. There will be points. We'll be putting the points up, of course, at the half-time, not the half-time interval, the after qualifying interval, with the current constructors or the teams' league tables. But we're about to get underway. I'm just waiting for the session to load up my end, and then we'll get going. I am hosting the lobby tonight, so fingers crossed. It all goes swimmingly, and of course, all going well, we should have not only an F1 race, but an F1 race with added BLMetry. Oh yes, the gimmick is back. I love playing about with new gimmicks. You guys who've watched my streams know me for a while. I like to innovate, do new things, and we've got the BLMetry tonight. Let's have a quick look at the chat. How are we all doing? Partick, welcome. Pumpy, good to see you. Shush with potential quote of the day says Ttm boys are on a bender. PSR is, oh my Jesus Christ, our sex offenders. I can't believe Shush, you've written that in the chat. Oh my Lord. Brizzy, how you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. PSR Harry says we're super happy. ABS United. Yeah. Go back and stop. You go back and be a hooligan on the terraces. I know what you mean though. Good to see you, mate. Jakey G, welcome. Good to see you. Harvey, welcome, dude. Good to see you, my buddy. Okay, I'm going to go trackside, and one guy's left the session already, Kenzie, if you could invite him back in. We're going to go trackside, and we're going to take a look at tonight's runners and riders.
I need to find out who it was. Oh, that was quick.
He's back in again. Okay, got the BLMetry is loading up at the moment. That should kick in hopefully in a moment or two. All going well if it's working tonight. Sometimes it doesn't work. There we go. Right, we're on board. We'll just get the. What am I doing? What am I doing, Kenzie? I have no idea what I'm doing here, mate. I just make it as I go along. There we go. Right, let's get some bits and pieces up on the screen for you guys watching at home. We'll take that off. Who is our lead car? We've got a McLaren. It is, that's that PSR Jan.
There we go.
Is our lead car, and of course you'll be doing the hot lap call, mate, as usual.
Oh yes.
Kenzie's hot lap call. Zydrad, how you doing? Heatwave, welcome. Charlie Shepherd, welcome. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Welcome and all. And tonight's runners and riders, AMS Tornado. Don't know much about him. He's making his debut, I think, tonight in TPS. We got QBR, RWB. We've got PSR Jan, Sasha, Lewis, TTM Sam, Acorn, Jub. Yes, you can join this lobby, Acorn. He knows what I mean. Paraquix, we've got Scarlet,
yes.
Nate.
I know exactly what we're referencing but we'll just leave it to that.
Snipes, TTM Togs, PSR Moon, Kirby. Again, you can join this lobby. ABU Star, AEM, Ben Hill, Partick, Luca, and Dreamy. Now, Jan's about to start his flying lap, Kenzie, so you know what time it is, mate.
Yep, on board with him right now.
Time for a Kenzie hot lap call. Take it away, dude.
Yes, so here we go, coming down this long. It's an uphill apex for the entry into turn 1, about 55 miles an hour there on entry there. A bit of a wide entry there. You can see it's a little bit overcast at the moment. Are we going to see some rain as we go through this Maggots Beckett's-esque section of the track? completes the first sector. 24.8 for the first sector. Definitely not bad going for the first sector. So let's see what he can do as he goes up the hill through turn 10. A couple of sections here, very easy to invalidate. The mag inspect section with the turns 3 through... And I don't... Oh dear, and he's gone spinning.
He's gone spinning. Right, here's my next car. We've got an Alfa Romeo. That looks like it could be Luca. Yep.
Yes, it is.
BRT. That's what we're waiting for, actually. Waiting for the second BRT driver.
Ah, there we go.
No, carry on, mate.
So anyway, so we're down this second DRS straight. You've got 2 DRS straights here as he heads up to turn 12. And then you've just got hairpin after hairpin in this next section here. Turns 13 and 14 here, and oh, almost loses the back end there. Manages to keep in control though. There he goes to turn 15, and now this triple apex 16, 17, and 18. And then you get a little bit of a reprieve here. The left-hander of 19 negates the G-forces of that triple apex of 16 through 18. Round the last corner and across the line, a 31.4. Which is the first lap of qualifying.
Thank you very much, Kenzie. I think we're going to be going on board with PSR Nunn now, who's the next in line. We'll just take your fire graphic off, even though it looks good. It's good to see that some people have actually listened to instruction and actually turned their telemetry to public. It's always good to see. Here comes Munn coming around the final corner, his first run on the soft compound tyre. Munn, of course, got pedigree driver, and there we go, 1:30.862 on his first one. The Rebel about to go through, I think that's QBR to start. RWB to start the flying lap. Got a Haas coming through. They're coming through thick and fast now, ladies and gents. Here comes Starter. He is invalidated on his run. Got to pick a car. Where's Stonks? Stonks is about to come through now. We know Stonks has got some pace. Of course, we've seen him numerous times here in TPS. And it's a 31.1 on his first run. Dream went through the 32.8 on the medium compound tyre. Ben is about to come through now. AEM Hill on his first run. 32.131 on the mediums. Time starting to come through thick and fast now, Kens. We've got Snipes from SLR. About to complete a lap. Snipes on the soft compound side. Of course, Partig was absolutely right. AMS. I said we had a new driver in AMS Tornado. We got a new team in AMS because I'm so used to seeing them, of course, in big twos, you see. And I'm old.
Yeah.
And I'm senile. And I think I just wet myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways,
yeah.
Snipes goes through the 31.268, and yes, AMS are debuting because TRT have dropped out. Cut long story short. Cut long story short. Yeah. So AMS have taken their spot, and their drivers tonight are Tornado, and who's their second driver? I'm trying to work out who it is actually.
It's Partic.
Partic himself. Yeah, there he is on the bottom of the screen there. Just watching Sasha come through Sector 2. Now, this starting Sector 3, this double left-hander is, I think, it's one of the trickiest corners on the calendar. Just on board of Sasha, it is so easy to spin up those rear tyres. It's got a multitude of different potential lines through that corner as well. And maybe it's just me, but I find it one of the hardest on the calendar, mate. I really do. It's so tricky.
Yeah, I mean, just this track in general does have a couple of sections around this track that can be challenging at the best of times. Sasha comes through, meanwhile, with a 31.3. That puts him into 5th place at the moment.
Yeah, it's like, do you know what, mate?
See what Paraquix has in store, and as I say, that is invalidated.
I'm on board with RWB 10 at the moment, just coming through the double hairpin of doom, as I call it.
Yep.
It's a Frankenstein track. What I mean by that is it kind of looks like it's like 3 tracks have just been bolted together. 3 mini tracks bolted together. It's a weird one. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, so, you're not worried about that.
Oh, you spun it. Oh dear. Oh dear.
He's gone.
RWB, are you alright, mate? Are you okay? Do you need some like help or something, or you know, you're not getting a kiss of life. I don't care how much you pay me. Alright. Okay. No worries. He's alright. He's alright, ladies and gents. He's alright. He's just a bit bruised. Ego a bit bruised, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Who have we got? We've got Cars on Outlap. Scarlet from FRT is... where is he at the moment? Just coming through the hairpin of hell. Lewis on an outlap. Munn's on another outlap as well. Harris, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. Thanks for tuning in. as Scarlett's just about to start his flying lap. I think he's my lead car, Kenzie. So we'll go with Scarlett.
Just need to get somebody back into the lobby. There we go.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. So just coming through turn 2 now into the S's. Now you've got to be brave for the S's. 3, 4, 5, and 6 is carrying as much speed as here. 3 turn 7, just got to try and roll the car around. He rolls it in 6th gear. Then we've got a tighter left-hander, and then we've got this tricky. The right-hander itself here is okay, but it's this tricky left-hander top of the hill. Easy to lose the back end, and it's easy to invalidate there as well. But he is safely through. Yeah, me too, mate. Quite a few times. But now he exits the tricky left-hand hairpin onto the back straight. DRS will open. Now it's looking a bit dark. We've not had a weather forecast, so I can't tell you whether or not it's going to rain cats and dogs and be dry. But it is. It's a little bit overcast. The sun is trying to break through towards the start of Sector 3. He's moving to the stadium section. He comes to this double right-hander again now. Again, a tricky corner. Easy to fire up the rear tyres there. Then this, horrible left-hander. He's actually negotiated that very well. Now it's flat out for the double right-hander. Full beans all the way. The car will hold. And then you've got this, I think it's a lovely corner coming. This left-hand corner. You've got to throw the car in. Carry as much speed through as you possibly can. Hope the car will stick. If you've got the line right, it will hold. Easy to invalidate in the final quarter, but so far so good for Scarlett. He goes with the P4, the 131.235. Just a smidge quicker than Snipes from SLR. We've got Dream on a fly at the moment as well. I think we've got... where's Lewis? He's just coming up through turn 1, so I think it could be Munn, our next car. PSR Munn. Yeah, he's getting a toe off Jan as well. Good team tactics here from PSR. Kirby, welcome. It's a dry race. It's good to see, man. As Jan just pulls out the way there before the hairpin, but Munn borrows too much out of the corner. Now, this is what I hate about Codemasters' inconsistency, because we all know that hairpin, you can cut that corner and it doesn't invalidate you, and yet it's just invalidated Munn and he didn't cut it. That is where this game is so inconsistent, and they need to get it sorted for 2022.
And we still don't know anything about it. We still don't know anything about the 2022 game. But I am definitely looking forward to playing the F1 Manager game from Frontier Games this year.
It's something different, isn't it? It's something different.
Because it's the same team that did the Jurassic World Evolution games. For those that are fans of that particular franchise.
Ah, right. Okay, thanks, Harris. Thanks for making me look like a right plum. That's it, chat, man. I'm just kidding.
Whoops. Yeah. Anyway, parts across the line. 32.7 on medium. 32.7 on medium.
You'll be looking to improve on that. Dreams coming through now on the soft compound Tigers. P2 at 31.125. Where's QBR Nate? He's invalidated. We're going to have a look at Lewis has spun it. He is in the kitty litter. Trying to think where's he? Oh, right at the end of the lap as well. So that's going to be infuriating for him. PSI Jan is just coming through the hairpin of Jan to the back straight. And there's his teammate.
Getting a little bit of a tool from his teammate. That's well played from the McLarens.
Yeah, sensible drive from PSR. Of course, an experienced team. They know what to do. Mum will just pull out of the way there and allow Jan to go on his merry way. See, you can do it.
There you go.
Yeah. I was actually told in the chat, but it was Harris said that Munn had actually invalidated before that. I didn't know because I was busy reading your comments, so I blame you, Harris. It's all your fault.
Yeah. Let's say that toe.
Limitless, how you doing,
that'll give Jan a couple of tenths at least.
Yeah.
On his lap.
So he gets on. Of course, this final corner is tricky in qualifying because, of course, when it's fully sunny, the sun kind of makes a bit of a blind spot there. It really dazzles you. Jan goes quickest.
Beautiful lap there.
30.613.
And it's a McLaren 1-2.
It's looking good for PSR at the moment. Still got plenty of time left in qualifying. Ben's about to come through, racing for AEM. Just coming through the double right-hander, sector 3, with 2 corners to go. Let's see how we get on. I need to turn off the Twitter notifications. I'm getting pinged on Twitter at the moment. I know why. Here comes Ben. It's a 137.80. Puts me to P2. Splits the 2 PSR drivers. Of course, Ben, we know, has got some good pace. Hasn't had the best of luck so far this series, but let's see how AMS Tornado gets on. Of course, making his debut tonight as our Alien Motorsports. Let's see how he gets on. He's backed out, actually. He's not going to complete that lap. Luca has invalidated his run early doors. Acorn Jump from XGP is about to complete his lap. Was a 10th up at his time at the Sector 2 split, so he may be just getting to the 130s here. Just outside, so 131 flat. Absolutely on the nail. How's PSI Yan looking? Invalidation. So, I think it's cars on outlaps at the moment, Kenzie, looking at the telemetry.
Yeah, I can't really see anybody that's going to be on a hot lap at the moment, but the closest car I can find is Nathan the Red Bull, but he's on an outlap at the moment. He's coming round towards turn 16 at the moment.
Hairpin of hell, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, we do have 3 races running simultaneously at the moment, ladies and gents, here in TPS. 3 tiers, 1 night. We have the SX Series, which is 5 teams of 4 drivers. And we have the S1 Series, which is 10 teams of 2 drivers, all both, no assists. And then we have the assist drivers here, 10 teams of 2 drivers. Now, talking about the SX Series, I've been given the nod by Mr. Rexrow, boss of PSR.
Okay.
That ET are getting the nod for the SX Series.
Oh, this is going to be a blast.
Yeah. We're just waiting for the confirmation of the start date, but then the Eurotitans Esports with the mighty Findium leading the way are going to come in and take this competition by storm.
Yeah. Well, if you're needing anybody to captain a team to success, Finn's your man for the job.
The flying Finn himself, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, bunch of cars and outlets. Kirby, for some reason, is sat in the pits with a set of extreme wet weather tyres on his car.
Why?
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. And especially, as we saw earlier on the week, on the Challenger Series Xbox, you don't want to be doing that during the Challenger Series either, because you sort of get kicked if you're not careful.
Yeah.
But Scarlett from FRT is our lead driver. About to start his flying lap. Currently sat in P8 with a 131.235. He's got more pace than that. I know he'll break into the 130s with a good lap around this particular circuit. Let's see, coming up this hill, and I tell you what, mate, it is a very, very steep hill to turn 1. Blind corner as well. Of course, famously where Rosberg blew his gasket after being pushed a little bit wide by Hamilton a few years back.
2015.
Yep. But,
and that was sort of like the end of the strong working relationship those two had at Mercedes.
I mean, yeah. That's when Rosberg realised he was getting his arse kicked. You know what I mean?
And he certainly stepped it up the following season.
Well, the thing is, he took his title, didn't he? I mean, I've always wondered that, you know, people have castigated Rosberg for winning the championship and quitting, but no, he quit top of his game. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
James Hunt did it, pretty much. Was happy just to win 1 world championship. He did a few races for Wolf, didn't he? And then knocked it on the head.
Yeah.
Rosberg dropped out on top.
Yeah. And Hunt went on to form that incredible partnership with him and Murray Walker on the BBC.
Man. Absolutely. And that's my childhood growing up listening to James Hunt and Murray Walker.
He wasn't afraid to say it as it was, and there goes
Scarlett. Scarlett.
Gotta be careful what you see, mate. Oh!
Jesus Christ, that was close, mate. That was
Thankfully,
absolutely
ghosting
close.
was on. I'd have been quite concerned if it wasn't.
Yeah. In fact, if you want to hear a bit of James Hunt controversy, all you need to listen to is this, really.
And all I can say to that is bullshit.
Absolutely, James. Totally agree, mate. On board now with TTM Stonks, just coming through Sector 3, double right-hander. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Fernando Otabil 78, or Atarbal 78. I hope I pronounced that right, dude. Welcome to the channel, dude. And thank you very much indeed for the follow. Stonks comes for the final quarter. 131.149 is going to be inside that. So 136.11 goes pole, provisional pole by 2 1,000ths of a second. Right, Kenzie, I need you to jump on some cars for me now, mate.
Right, Mon is just coming around the last corner now. He's about a 10th up.
Oh, it's going to be
looking quick. What's he gonna set? Oh, not quite.
That's a 628, man.
Only good enough for third.
Here comes Dream. Dream goes P6, 30.947. Start's about to start a flyer. We've got is that Snipes coming through? There's Ben coming through now. Oh, he's just starting the lap. Sorry, my bad, my bad. So we're going to look now for an AlphaTauri, which is Acorn Yard is about to start a flyer. I think, yeah, we've got a Red Bull.
It's been too long since you've seen this sort of timing glitch.
What's going on, mate?
I'm saying it's been far too long since we've seen this timing glitch. Checker flag should be out by now, and it isn't. So yeah,
Okay.
like I said, been a while.
It's just a new one.
No, we've had it previously. It's just been a while since we've had it.
Okay. Well, maybe the checker flag is just not. You know, we'll actually ask him out for Nate. Right, Luca. Oh man, he's P8 with a 31.0. Sure, that's a track extension. Surely.
How did you not invalidate?
Don't know. That's strange. That's strange. Kenzie, I need some cars, mate, real quick. I really do. Scarlett's coming to the pits. We've got a Ferrari coming through. Could be AMS Tornado. No, it's Partick.
It's Tornado.
It's Partick.
Yeah, and you've got Tornado behind him. Partick just missing out on the top 10. Here comes Tornado. What can he pull out of the bag?
Oh, P5!
Woohoo! That's a huge leap! And Snipes! Well,
here comes Jan.
Snipes,
Here comes
P4.
Jan. Has he got pole? Oh, I think he's matched his time. Has he? No, it's a 30. Whoa, telemetry's not working there at all. It flashed up a 30.4 on my screen, and then became a 30.6. Nice one, Codemasters.
It was in the validation.
Ben with the 30.603 has just taken pole position, and I don't think there's anybody on track who can beat that.
Now Acorn invalidated. That's it. Ben gets pole.
Ben gets pole for AEM. AEM on a bit of a roll at the moment. They've been going well in a lot of tournaments. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
Fair play.
And his teammate Lewis, both Williams, bookending the top 10.
Absolutely. Nathan down in P19. He'll be not managing to set a lap, of course. He'll be disappointed about Nathan, of course, from QBR. Right.
Both QBR drivers not being able to start a lap time, but Nathan's teammate crashing out at on the exit of the last corner, so not really much we can do about that.
Yeah, it's pretty tight though, Ken, considering it's a long circuit with a long lap. It's about 4/10 covering the top dozen or so drivers.
Yeah, we'll see what the difference is when we get the classifications up.
Okay, can you take some screenshots, Ken, just in case the lobby falls down, dude?
There we go.
Okay, so then pole position confirmed. AM Ben Hill. Join him on the front row is TTM Stonks. Then we have the two PSR drivers, P3 and P4, Jan and Munn. ABE Star and then Snipes from SLR on row 3. Tornado and Dream on row 4. Acorn Jub and Lewis row 5. That makes up your top 10. They'll be starting the race on their soft compound tyres they set their qualifying times on. Just outside the top 10 we have Luca and Scarlett 11 and 12. AMS Partick and Sasha on row 7. Kirby and Powerquicks on row 8. Sam and QBR RWB in row 9, and then Nath row 10. I think CRT have only fielded the one driver tonight. I think we're missing a CRT driver. I'm not too sure who that was. Yeah. Thanks for the follow, Z. Welcome, dude. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, Will. Towley as well. Thanks for the follow, man. How you doing, Towley? I hope you're doing well, man. Thank you so much for following it and tuning in tonight, brother. All right, we're going to head back to the command centre. In fact, before we do, no, I'm going to head back to the command centre first. I think we'll be taking a break for a couple of minutes. So what I'll do, Kens, I'm going to go for a quick pee break. I'm going to put on the league tables from the championship so far. So let me just bring up the kebab pad. Okay, let's just bring up the Constructors' Championship for you. There we are. PSR currently leading the way, 175 points. TTM on 164 and SLR on 159. It's looking pretty damn close here in the for the top 3 in the S2 series. I think out of the 3 tiers, this is the closest of them all at the moment. Of course, you've got the SX series, which I think Dish is streaming live right now. And I think FRT Clark is streaming the S1 series tonight as well. So I'm going to leave that up on the screen. I'm going to leave you guys with Kenzie for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get underway. Kenzie, the floor is yours, dude.
Righty ho. So I was just having a look at the timing screens, and it's not the first time it's happened, and I doubt it'll be the last. From those that set a lap time, separated by just over a second. But of course, as I mentioned at the start, first race of the new season just around the corner. So. But yeah, so it's a shame about Vettel not being able to race this weekend because of COVID. But hey, Hulk and K-Mag on the same grid for the first time in quite a while. Come to think of it, well, oh no, actually, hang on. Hang on a second. 2020, so of course, because Hulkenberg's subbed in for Stroll and Perez during the 2020 season. So and K-Mag was at Haas with Grosjean. I just realised that. Yeah, the first time in over a year that K-Mag and Hulkenberg are on the grid at the same time. But yeah, anybody got any bold predictions for the first race of the season? So, I'm just throwing that out there. Bold predictions for Bahrain this weekend. I'm gonna go out on a whim and say George Russell beats Lewis Hamilton and gets the win this weekend. George Russell winning this weekend. That's my prediction for this weekend. So, be interesting to hear what you guys think. So we've also got the F3 and the F2 as well, where you've got the sprint races on the Saturday and the feature races on the Sunday. So definitely, and as I mentioned earlier, there's always like a special buzz around the first race of the season. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this one to beer. Now that we've got a bit more time with them, now that we've seen what this year's cars have done so far from the testing, you got any bold predictions for this weekend's race?
K-Mag's going to win.
Oh, that's right out of left field.
Yes, ladies and gents, I've been taking my medication.
But could you imagine if he actually did?
Oh, mate, that'd be incredible. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to... the Ferrari's looking good. Never count the Red Bulls out. Never count out the Mercs, of course. But Dark Horse... Oh, I'm thinking about a Dark Horse. I don't know, mate. I really don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll get a firm enough idea as to what to expect until qualifying's out of the way. Yeah,
it's going to be... I'm fascinated. I can't wait. I mean, I'm working this weekend, but I'm going to make sure I'm done by 2 o'clock so I can watch all the action. Right, guys, we're going to check out a prediction tonight. A chance to gamble your channel points. In fact, let's just head back to the command centre. A chance to gamble some channel points. You can redeem those lovely emotes, those sound alerts as well. What are we going to go for tonight? Okay, we're going to go for this. Right, the question's going to come up at the top of the screen. Guys, take a look at this prediction. Gamble wisely, of course. Prediction is tonight. Nice and simple one. How many safety cars are we going to see tonight? And you have 2 choices. So gamble wisely. And what should be a cracker? Totag, welcome, says Hulk for the win. K-Mag second. Hamilton third. Russell fourth. And Verstappen crashes out. And... another prediction is that Karen will have a meltdown live on Sky Sports.
Oh yeah, Karen Horner, yeah. Yeah,
Karen will have a meltdown on Sky if that happens. Yeah, almost certainly.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
Thank you for the follow, Carnegie Beers. Welcome. I love that name. Great. It's got a beer in it, so it's got to be a great name. Thank you so much. Welcome. thank you for the follow and welcome. But yeah, I'm excited. Kens. It seems honestly it seems months and months and months and months and months ago that the season finished at Abu Dhabi. That controversial finish, and it's like it's time to wake up now. Spring is here. You know what I mean? F1's just around the corner, man.
Yeah, that's it. And they've actually changed the wording of the of that safety car rule that if lapped cars need to unlap themselves, every single lapped car will be allowed to do so, rather than a certain number of them.
Well, that's the way it should have been. That was the unwritten rule anyway. But Michael, bless him, decided to bow to his bosses at Liberty Media. You know what I mean? And I tell you what, I actually saw. I was reading a very interesting interview with Max Verstappen a couple of days ago with BBC. And
Okay.
he said he refused to be a part of the Drive to Survive. And he says F1's not Netflix. He's absolutely right.
He's not wrong.
He's absolutely right. I mean, yeah, it's entertainment, and that's all it is. It's a soap opera. It's EastEnders with a bit more money, where the people who actually can afford more expensive drinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all it is. And I watched it. I watched the third series, and I was like, you know.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched it since. It doesn't really float my boat, I must admit. I'm into books
Yeah.
like this. I don't know if you can see this on the stream, but I'm just reading a cracking book at the moment, right? I don't know if you can see that. Grand Prix, The Killer Years. It's all about the fatal crashes, the major incidents.
I remember you mentioning that. I remember you mentioning that a while back. Yeah.
It's a film. It's not a novel. It's actually I don't know if you see that there. It's all based on Grand Prix racing in the 60s and 70s. You know, when I was a nipper, because you always had at least one fatality every season, if not multiple fatalities. You know, some horrendous crashes and car designs really picked up. Anyway, that's enough about that for the time being, Kens, because we're going to go trackside. We've got a race on our hands, dude. All right, let's reload the telemetry. There we go. Telemetry's up and running. I'm hoping most of the drivers, I think most of the drivers do have their telemetry settings set to public. It's just, it's not compulsory. It just makes the stream a bit more entertaining because you've got more widgets, more stats to have a look at there up in the top right-hand corner of the screen.
Yeah. And it saves us using the telemetry in-game.
Yeah, I still have the telemetry turned on in the game just for the fact that some of the guys don't have the settings correct on their Xboxes. But it's a pretty cool little it's a Sim Hub app that I bought. I bought the Pro Edition with a few mod files that I've sourced. And it gives you the live damage if you see the car up in the right hand corner. If you get damage, it appears on the screen. Obviously, yellow, orange, or red. It shows the side wall damage, rear end damage, tyre wear, tyre temperatures, all the good stuff. So it's a pretty good bit of kit. I'm actually going to be increasing. I'm testing out new things all the time. I'm testing out the official. I think it's the AWS telemetry, the official F1 telemetry. But there is. It's reliant on drivers having unique numbers. If you have a driver that's got the same car number as another car number, you get their telemetry appearing twice, which is not good.
Yeah, there is that, yeah.
I'm going to get it running soon. Wano, welcome. Says, good evening, Beer and Kenzie. Good evening to you, sir. How you doing, man?
Yep.
Good to see you, Wano. But it's 28 laps here around the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. The top 10 drivers, in fact, make that the top 11 drivers are all on the soft compound tyre. Of course, top 10 are all on the softs that they qualified on, so they'll have a little bit of wear on those tyres. Luca on fresh softs. Then behind them, everyone is on mediums apart from Nath, who didn't set a legit time in qualifying. He is on the soft compound tyre, and he'll be looking to get some overtaking done early doors. But what I'm going to do now, ladies and gents, is shut my trap hole for a couple of minutes. I'm going to hand over to the voice Kenzie Retro, who is going to take you to and through the race start. Kenzie, the floor is yours.
Yeah, here we go, folks. So, as we mentioned earlier, it's an uphill climb to the first corner, so there is the opportunity to brake a little bit later than normal, but when you've got 19 cars ready to roar into life at the start of the race, got to be careful with how late you brake. You never know, here come the lights. You guys know what time it is.
And it's go!
Lights out, and it's race time here at the Circuit of the Americas. Jan already off to a great start, gets himself ahead of Stonks into second place. We've got an Alpine trying to get through here, and there's a little bit of action, few cars going wide, but more importantly, everyone getting through relatively cleanly for the time being. Ben, Jan, and Stonks have all managed to pull away relatively quickly, and you've got Luca battling Sam for 12th place, Lewis and Munn for 5th place as they head up the hill. And then we've got this tight left-hander.
That's out of shape.
It's gone spinning.
It's Dream.
Gotta be careful. And that is Dream. That's the last thing he would have wanted. Not what he would have wanted at all. It's Munn still battling with Lewis for P5 here. I think this is definitely going to be one of the battles to watch throughout this race. But Scarlett, he's had a pretty impressive start. He's managed to get himself up into P8. Tornado, Lewis has managed to get himself ahead of Munn, and now he's at risk from Tornado. Tornado is certainly cooking up a storm to progress through the field.
Guess a lovely job done on Munn as well. Is he going to be the Texas Tornado tonight, mate? He is absolutely on a charge. Now, we saw at the start there at turn 1, we saw Williams. That was Lewis, who did a real Kvyat torpedo at turn 1. Luckily, I don't think anybody got any damage. There was a contact with a couple of cars there because he really did send it up to turn 1. But Ben has maintained the lead. We got some movement. We got a couple of cars coming in the pits. So Munn's in the pits, Snipes in the pits. We've also got BRT Luca. Maybe there was some damage early doors of that send up to turn 1. Who knows? We'll have to watch the stream back and take a look at that one. But Ben's got the lead from Jan in P2, Stonks in 3, Star in 4. Lewis in P5. Of course, we saw Star in action if you were watching, of course, the Assist 2s with FGWC, of course, on Monday night. That was it? No, it was the AM tournament, wasn't it? Of course it was. Yes, because I remember watching it. It was a great race. Paraquix, Partick and RWB having a scrap. You've got Yellows in Sector 2.
Oh, that's Stonks in the Aston Martin.
Oh, Stonks has he had a contact or a spin coming off the top of the hill, but whatever it is, he has dropped at 2 or 3 positions. So, of course, DRS...
The four drivers...
Yeah, go on, Ken.
The 4 drivers that came in, Munn, Snipes, Luca and Dream, they all came in and they all had to change their front wing. Jan, meanwhile, up front, he's right on the back of Benny Hill's gearbox. Can he make any sort of moves?
Let's jump on board from Jan's POV. Good evening, Alison. Good evening, Will. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, mate. Sem, how you doing, my main man? But Ben is our race leader from PSR Jan in P2, Star in P3, Lewis in 4. We've got some movement there. Stonks and Kirby going side by side, coming through the double right-handers. Oh, a little bit of contact. Kirby's trying to go out the inside, but he may have just made this one stick. I think Stonks got some damage, or is he just... Yeah, he's going backwards, man. I think he's got some damage. DRS is enabled. I'm just going to jump on board Stonks' car. Is he coming to the pits? Yes,
he has to.
Yeah, he's got left front wing damage, mate. It's yellow. So that's bad news for Stonks early doors. Nath, who started plumb last, is just doing an overtake now on Kirby, is up into P8. That's a 10th-place jump in the opening 3 laps. Man, he is on fire tonight.
Yeah, those fresh softs definitely paying off for him.
Absolutely. Well, he was the only driver outside, well, apart from, I think it was, Luca, the only driver outside of top 10 starting the soft compound tyres. And he is making it work. He is absolutely making it work. Now, interestingly enough, the guys who pitted for new wings are coming out of mediums. Can those mediums go to the end, or is it a 2-stop?
It has to be a 2-stop. I can't see them lasting. Like 25 laps.
We're looking at Sam now. Sam with DRS getting a little bit of a toe off Kirby's car. Kirby does have DRS, but I think Sam's going to try and do him under the braking here. Into the left-hander. Kirby tries to go as late as he can. He's gone very, very deep. Sam, can he get a traction out the corner? No, not quite. And Kirby does maintain position there and keeps hold of P9. But you can bet your bottom dollar Sam is going to be looking to get that move done as quickly as he possibly can and try and go chasing after Nath. There's a bit of a gap growing now. The top 3 are starting to pull away from Lewis. The gap up to 2.5 seconds between Star and Lewis. And Acorn Jubb is now 2 seconds clear of Nath. They're both on the same tyre. But I think Nath, of course, has been making his way up through the field. We'll just go back to the broadcast cam as they make their way out the final corner at the start of lap number 4 out of 28. Jubb getting very, very close to the back of Scarlett. Of course, Jubb is on the softer compound tyres. But Scarlett has got some pace. Paraquix is just an overtake on Sasha coming to turn 1, I believe. Gets the job done, moves himself up into P11. Paraquix, of course, representing Summit League Racing, the official SLR esports team. Well, some instance early doors, Kenzie, but all cars still running.
Yeah, at the moment, as I say, all cars still running, but we'll see what happens. As the late Murray Walker once said, anything can happen, and it usually does. Scarlett is going to have DRS on Tornado, heading down the back straights. This is this should be relatively easy for Scarlet. There's not really much Tornado can do about that. Into P5, Scarlet Ghost says, thank you very much, I'll have a bit of that.
Absolutely, mate. I've missed that call. Good to have it back. Sam and Kirby are scrapping, but Sam's got the job done as well. RWB10's got past Sasha. Sasha's just going backwards at the moment. Just struggling with these medium compound tyres. He's lost about 2 or 3 positions in the last lap or two. Tornado is also going to try and stay with Scarlet as best he can, but Scarlet is now the leading medium runner. He is looking at the moment in a pretty good position.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Yeah, up front, Ben is holding Jan at bay at the moment. The gap is staying static around about half a second. Around about half a second. So we'll just go on board. I want to have a look at it from Star's POV actually, as he's chasing these 2 cars down. Let's just jump on board with ABU Star as they make their way through the S's. Rose, good evening, buddy. He says, are you happy with England's first innings? No. It's shit. They should have got 600. I'm going to rage to TMS on Twitter about it. I'm just kidding. England actually scored some runs in Test cricket. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you don't like cricket, you heard that right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, who are they against right now? West Indies?
West Indies. It's the West Indies, mate. Jan getting closer and closer to the back of Ben, but can't find a way past at the moment, and they're starting to drop Star now. Star's dropped out of DRS range. A bit further behind these guys. Tornado is staying with Scarlet, but Scarlet, of course, running a harder compound tyre. He'll go much deeper into the race. We've got some movement down. Partik's just got a job done on Sasha. Sasha's just not having a good time at the moment on those tyres. He's just not enjoying them at all.
Yeah, I think this might be an indication, a bit of a lock-up there. I think this might be an indication that this might not be one of his strongest tracks.
Possibly, yeah. Totag says Crawley has still got to go. Got a bleeding century in the last test, you blind buffoon. Jesus, talk about blind. Says me with the shades on. No, Crawley's alright. I don't think he's an opener though. I'd rather see him coming at number 3 or number 4 as a stroke maker. He hasn't got the technique for opening the batting. Odin Lean, welcome, good evening. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Alright, back to F1 action, ladies and gents. Lap 6 out of 28. Ben and Jan are leading the pack at the moment. The question is, when are we looking at pit stops, Kenzie? It's going to be seen where the medium tyres start to outpace the soft tyres.
Well, I would imagine it's not going to be too much longer before the soft runners have to come in. I mean, it'd be a big stretch if you can get
hello.
if you
Turn
can get
2 Alpha.
Yeah, that's Luca, unfortunately. Yeah, but like I say, it'd be a big stretch to be able to get the softs, if you started inside the top 10 especially, to be able to get the softs to go double digits before making your stop.
Absolutely. It's Power Quicks and Kirby going side by side. A little bit of handbags out there. They're scrapping. Power Quicks squeezing Kirby, but to be fair, I think he had the move done. Kirby should have just perhaps just backed off a smidge there, and RWB is right behind him. He is sniffing blood as Power Quicks goes deep into the hairpin of hell. Oh, Kirby takes a completely different line, and the cars are scrapping almost side by side, coming through the double right-hander. Kirby's going to try and go the long way around here, both on the medium compound tyre. Alpine versus AlphaTauri. Oh, lovely overtake. Lovely overtake from Kirby. Gets the job done. Says, thank you very much, Kenzie.
I'll have a bit of that. And RWB, as you mentioned, he can smell blood. He wants a piece of the action. Power Quicks is not going to have the DRS, crucially, and that means he's vulnerable.
Defending hard, though. Defending hard. Oh, now that was good racecraft from Power Quicks. He didn't have the DRS, but what he did, he positioned his car so Kirby became a blocking car, which stopped RWB having a run. That was very smart driving. Very good track awareness there from Power Quicks, and knows exactly what he's doing there. Good job.
Yeah, and we've definitely seen that from him elsewhere in different series as well. Definitely showing that, like you said, great racecraft. He's a phenomenal racer, and that's...
Oh, Lucas gone. Lucas gone.
He's retired in the pits. That's a bit of a no-no.
Oh, mate.
That's a bit of a no-no.
Don't like seeing that, mate. All I can say to that is, you know what's coming.
Mate, what the fuck?
Absolutely. As Kirby, Paraquix has got through Kirby. That's a good move. Oh, RWB's lost it. He's in the wall. And,
He's out. Oh, he's gone. He's out.
He's gone. He has gone. Are we going to see a safety car? It's 2. That's 2 have gone. Safety car be handy for the soft runners now. Are we going to see one come out? It's just searing yellows at the moment. It's sector 3. I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
And it was through the tricky section that you mentioned earlier. And Mun's had a spin as well. Thankfully, he's still in.
Yellow flags there on Mun's car. Oh, he's having a race to forget at the moment. But we've seen this before. You know, you can get a safety. You can get stuffed early doors, and then a safety car just brings your race back to life a little bit later on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Toe in the chassis. Is it raining? Hang on, look out the window. No, it's a bit dark out there. The moon's out though. We're all good.
Yeah.
As Nath getting a bit of contact there with Acorn Jub. Got a bit of a DRS trains developed here, basically from Lewis back to Nathan, who are on board with at the moment. In fact, I'm going to go on board with Scarlett. It looks like he's going to make a move on Lewis here with the DRS. Those mediums really taking over now, and Scarlett gets the job done, moves himself up into P4. As Nath clears Acorn Jub as well. So that's QBR 1, XPG 0. As he gets the job done, moves himself up into P7. Oh my goodness me. Was that Lewis and... wow.
Lewis and Tornado, yeah.
Yeah, that was... I just saw that looking forth from the race cars. Like, wow, what's going on there? They took
Lewis ahead at the moment. And that's Jan in.
Yeah.
Jan first, the soft runners in.
Okay, he's going to try and undercut and clear Ben. That's the tactic.
Yeah, I think we could possibly be seeing a 2-stop here. I mean,
I don't know, those mediums might go to the end.
No.
From here, I think they will. Oh, Tornado goes up the inside with a torpedo-like manoeuvre. And, Lewis said, yeah, I saw that one coming, son.
Yeah.
Just do a comfortable switchback move there. Tornado trying his best, though, but, Lewis had that one covered a mile off.
Absolutely. And with everything going on, Scarlett is now currently in 3rd place.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look at gap to leader a minute because I want to have a look to see.
Thank you very much. I'll have a bit of that.
Appears. Right, so Jan's come out 18 seconds off the lead. Gap from Jan to Scarlett is around about 12 seconds. To give you an idea, because Scarlett will be on the soft compound tyres later on, but Jan has come out into a bit of traffic. He's got to clear 3 or 4 drivers. Just looking back there to see what we've got. Nath all over the back there. Going to flick back to the broadcast cam.
Partick, meanwhile, gets ahead of Sasha into P11.
Fastest lap so far is Ben at 1:35. That will drop, obviously, a little bit later on in the race. Yeah, Charlie Shepherd, I agree. That was a great switch back there.
Yeah, I mean, just a fine example of knowing your fellow racer's playbook.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. There's Star in.
Yeah, Star in, and we've got an AlphaTauri. Job's coming in as well. Although, to be honest, with that attempted move from Tornado, you didn't have to be a chess grandmaster to work out what was going to happen there.
No, absolutely.
You know.
So that puts Scarlett into P2 for the time being. Tornado into 4th. Ben's still leading by about 6 seconds from Scarlett, who's 1.3 ahead of Lewis.
Yeah, Nathan, Jub, both gone to medium compound tyres.
And oh, Tornado! Oh, he's turned into a tornado himself.
Oh dear.
And that's a bit of a no-no. He's reset to track.
Okay. Can you clip that, Kens? That needs to go to the stewards, dude.
That's a bit of a no-no, Tornado.
Damn it, I missed it, mate. I literally was on his car and I flicked off it for a second and it happened. Sack the streamer, what can I say? Now Jan on those fresh tyres, let's have a look. He's going to be looking to get some movement done here.
He's got Sasha and Partick ahead of him.
Is he
going to try and do a 2 for here? Surely not.
He's blitzed Partick, but Sasha also had the DRS and the toe. And a little bit of contact there, left front versus right rear. but Sasha just holds them at bay. Of course, these guys are on a different strategy. Sasha currently on a new set of mediums. He hasn't stopped yet. Jan, of course, pitted a couple laps ago, or on the previous lap. Needs to clear him as quickly as he possibly can. Eyes are on Ben. Ben stays out for another lap, so he's quite happy with his tyres.
Lewis stays out as well. I think with his spin, Tornado might have to come in. Indeed, he does.
Yeah, he's in. Oh, contact there from Jan. He hasn't got his temperature turned on, so I can't tell whether he got any damage from that. I don't think he did, to be fair. Sasha defends, but Jan's just going to go around the outside, use a little bit of that battery, use the DRS. Sasha's trying to defend up the inside, though. Oh my goodness me, they're close, but Jan gets through.
Scarlet, first track limit penalty of the night.
Sasha's looking racy, mate. Doesn't want to give this up without a fight.
Well, he certainly turned up the heat. There's no denying that. And as we say that, he picks up a track limit penalty of his own.
He does, mate. Yeah, he does. Let's have a look at Ben. I want to check the tyre wear. Do you know what? Let's look at those tyres. Oh, he's not got his temperature turned on. Come on, guys. Come on, help me out here. You know what I mean? The team bosses are not doing their jobs. Sam is all over the back of Lewis now. Mediums versus softs. Lewis has done pretty well himself. It's a good stint on those soft compound tyres. He's maintained pace pretty well. Had that little bit of almost a moment of madness at turn 1, which I think might have drawn the steward's attention on lap 1. But since then, he's been getting going quite nicely. Got some movement there as Jubba's just an overtake on Nathan for P11. Partic is very, very close to the back of Sasha.
That's Ben in, race leader's in.
Okay, he's in, yeah. The set of comfortable mediums going on there.
Lewis follows suit, and that's going to put Scarlett into the lead of the race.
Right, all eyes now on Jan. Where's Ben gonna filter out? No, he's still in the pits, so it's a big undercut for Jan. Big undercut. Ben is going to come out in a ton of traffic. So it's worked out.
Yeah, Lewis won't be much better.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty well for Jan. He's got a lot of cars. He's also got... In fact, Ben's been undercut by Star as well. He's lost position to Star.
Yeah, that'll be huge for the race results.
It is, mate. It is. He's... Wow. Yeah, he's I don't know if he's had an incident or a mistake somewhere, but he has really lost out at the moment. Yub making a bit of an error for the S's there. Nath goes through, says thank you very much, Ken, as I'll,
Yeah, have a bit of that into
Absolutely.
the top 10. And Nathan, I think, now this is the point in the race where the track limit penalties are starting to crop up.
Absolutely, mate. Let's flick on back to the broadcast cam. Let's see what's occurring. I want to take that off the screen, actually. I don't want fastest lap by one.
Oh, here we go. Partic on the outside of Sasha. Not quite able to make it stick, but you've got Star right in the back of them. Star's fresh mediums against Sasha and Partic's used mediums. I think there's only one winner in that contest.
You would think so, mate. You would think so. Of course, we saw... I saw Star in action at Jeddah. I think it was last night, and looked at some good pace. Of course, full QBR drive, if memory serves me correct. But they're making their way now.
Switched allegiances.
Yeah, and he's... Oh, I thought he was going to have a little look at the inside there. Feigned a move on Partic, but now can he get the exit and try and get a double overtake coming up the hill? We're not going to have much time here. Let's jump in his car. Partic's looking for me. Here we go, up towards turn 1. They're almost 3 abreast. Sasha defending on the inside. And Star's going to go for a switchback. Is he going to catch both of them? Oh my lord!
Sure.
This is amazing. That's amazing. He's done it. A double overtake from AB Star. That was fantastic. Hit that clip button, somebody, please. That was a fantastic bit of driving from AB Star. Getting the job done with a double overtake. Wow.
You see, those are the sort of overtakes I love seeing. Just being able to do a twofer just like that.
It's 2 for the price of 1, mate. It's buy 1, get 1 free for ABE Star. You know what I mean? As Partic gets Sasha as well.
And that means because he was behind Sasha in the DRS detection zone, he's going to have the DRS down this back straight.
But Sasha's getting a beautiful toe, it has to be said, but no.
Yeah, he's not making it easy for Partic.
He is not, mate. He is not. We've got Stonks on the back of... well, in fact, he's overtaking Snipes. Here we go. There we go. We just see Stonks getting the job done. And look at this. Tornado is back. He's back again, ladies and gents. Up the inside. Oh, beautiful move from Tornado. Beautiful move there. Snipes just lost 2 positions in the space of about 3.5 seconds. Lovely, lovely move there from AMS Tornado.
Indeed,
On a recovery mission, of course.
Yep. But we're at half distance now, with Scarlett still leading, about 5 seconds ahead of Sam as Benny Hill. He gets the fastest lap of the race so far.
God, I'm going to have to play the music for Benny Hill in a minute. I'm gonna have to.
Is his name actually Benny Hill?
Ben Hill.
Ah.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have to play it if he ends up... commentator's curse not pending.
Yes,
if he ends up out of the race.
Of course. But he's all over the back of Partick at the moment, just coming... where are they on track at the moment? Just coming downhill towards the hairpin.
Oh, and Partick now against the track limit.
Yeah, and here comes Penn. He's making an early move because he's past the DRS detection zones. Actually, will have the DRS coming out of the corner. Lovely overtake there, going up the inside, getting the job done. Let's bring up the telemetry. I want to go on to a front on cam. And yeah, Ben with the DRS gets the job done. Moves himself up. Zdrad in the chat says, ad break shakes my head. Hey, shake your wallet.
You know what to do.
Shake your wallet instead. You know what I mean? Subscribe. And do you know what? If you're an Amazon customer, it's free. Because you get a free Twitch subscription. A free Twitch Prime subscription. You know what to do. Absolutely, Kenzie. Thank you for the plug.
Yeah.
Right, Yan got past Kirby, by the way. He's back up to P4. Still waiting for the 3 runners ahead of him to pit. Of course, Paraquick, Sam and Scarlett. I'm expecting to see them pit window coming in around about, what do you reckon, about lap 18? Somewhere around that
about
mark.
then, yeah.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see where they all feed in. That's when the race starts to get very, very lively, when all the medium runners come in and put their brand new softs on.
Indeed, it does.
But Yan is all over the back of Paraquicks as they're just filtering through the S's. Coming up the hill. Yeah, and just playing this smart. There's no rush. You can just pick up the DRS and get the job done on the back straight. I'd imagine you'll see him just breeze past Paraquicks here. Much fresher tyres. DRS, just using a smidge of battery. Not overdoing the ERS usage, and it's job done. Up to P3. He's got TTM Sam a couple of seconds up the road from him. A bit further back, what have we got? We've got Sasha and Partick still scrapping. Nafe's involved in this one as well. Just keeping a watching brief just behind Sasha. Looking to go up the inside. They're just feinting a little move on Partick, but it was nothing more than a feint. There was no sort of real attempt to get a move done there. And of course, Sasha he's having to keep one eye looking forwards, while at the same time looking back as Nathan goes up the inside. Oh, this is going to be trouble. This is going to be trouble. Oh my word!
I just saw him come up on the left-hand side.
Oh yeah.
And I think
Sasha's got damage.
That'll explain why he's letting him through. Oh, that is brutal. But Sasha stays out.
Yeah, he's not got his plenty on there, otherwise I could have told you whether he's got wing damage or not. Let's have a look at Ben. He's about to, well, he's shaping up for a move on ABE Star. I imagine this will happen on the back straight with the DRS. Currently 4 tenths down. Lewis gets past Snipes. Lewis on much fresher tyres. Well, Snipes had to pit lap 1. Scarlett at the moment 4.6 seconds ahead of TTM Sam. Jan is in P3. Of course, he has made his pit stop, so he will become the well, he is the net race leader. Safety car now would make things interesting, Kens.
Oh, definitely, especially for those that have yet to pit. That could work potentially in their favour.
Okay, here comes Ben on start. As easy as you like, job done.
Yeah.
And he moves himself up in a P6 and a couple overtake. Nothing. Star gets a little bit squirry there, coming out of the right hander. Just a little bit of oversteer. I think he just got on the power a little bit too early, just lit up those rear tyres, but he survives. Judd, trying to look for the inside of Sasha.
Yeah, Nath got himself ahead of Patrick as well. Partek even.
Oh, jump going for a switchback move, and Sasha's going to defend it though. Sasha got good traction out the corner. They're going to go side by side for the double right-hander, and Sasha has to yield there. Jub gets the move done. Sam, Power Quicks, and Kirby all in the pits. Scarlett stays out.
I think Paris, Sam, and Kirby. I think they have gone for the undercuts, much like Jan did earlier on.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Thank you for the follow, by the way. JWN JCN1. Thank you. Welcome to the channel, dude. I think you're an XPG supporter. Welcome, dude.
And as we saw earlier with Jan, we've seen how powerful that undercut can be because you can make up a lot of time on those ahead of you.
Absolutely. But I'll tell you what's interesting now, mate. Look at P2 and P3. It's they're back next to each other on track. 4.7 seconds. And we've seen that Ben's got some decent pace. Now, we're going to keep an eye on this gap. Ben is on fresher tyres. And towards the end of the race, at about that 25, those 3 laps more wear that Ben's got could really come into play.
Yeah, they could make a significant difference in terms of who wins this race if it ends up being down to these two at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Just saw a couple of overtakes there. Just saw Tornado getting on the action again with a move on Sasha. Sasha yet to make a pit stop. What's happened? Power Quicks and Stonks scrapping, and that Stonks just yielding, I think, there for Power Quicks. As Sam and Sasha
there we go,
having a scrap. Sam's just gone through.
Yep, Scarlett's in now.
Okay, soft compound tyres going on there. Waiting to see if Sasha comes in as well, and Partek yet to make pit stops. Yeah, looks like Partek's coming in. Yep, he is in. This sort of softs will be going on there. A bit further down the field, what have we got? We've got Kirby on Lewis, P13, P14.
Who knows?
And that looks like a straightforward overtake there for Kirby, getting the job done, moving himself up into P11. Fresh set of tyres, of course. Will be basically up to P10 when Sasha does pit. Sam and Tornado. Right, Sam is on much fresher tyres. Let's jump on board as Munn gets a time penalty. 3-second penalty for PSR Munn.
Three-car scrap here for 6th place between Acorn, Tornado, and Sam. I think Tornado just and a DRS. No, he does get the DRS, but so does Sam. Crucially.
Sam will just draft him here, I think. They're side by side. I think Sam should have this one. As just in front, Scarlett and Nath going side by side. Scarlett passing Nath there on much fresher tyres as Sam gets the move done on Tornado and moves himself up.
Very smart with his battery use there. He only used like 2 or 3% of the battery to be able to
just enough.
Ensure that he just enough to be able to make that overtake stick down the back straight.
Absolutely, and Ben is catching Jan, by the way. The gap is down to 4.1 seconds. He's taken, what are we looking at, 6-7 tenths in the last lap and a half.
Yeah, we've got Star right on the back of Ben, using that DRS. But of course, like so, Jan and Star very similar in terms of tyre wear at the moment, with how old their tyres are. So that could play further into the hands of Ben as we approach the closing stages of this race. The gap down to less than 4 seconds now, 3.7 at the end of the first sector.
Absolutely. Sam's just there with a nice comfortable overtake there on Acorn Jub, getting the move done as Snipe sets a fast slap of the race on medium tyres. Sasha is in the pits. Yeah, Sam getting the move done there on Acorn Jub. He moves himself up into P6 and he's looking at P4 is on the cards here for Sam with Nath and Scarlett carrying time penalties. Scarlett's carrying 6 seconds of penalties at the moment, mate. Nath's got 3-second penalties. So at the moment, Sam is net P4.
Yeah, that's very true.
Star's getting very close to the back of Ben. Let's have a little look at this one. We've got about 9.5 laps to go, ladies and gents. Here
Power Quicks is gone.
Power Quicks is gone.
Oh, that's what? How on earth has he done that? And let's just spice things up a little bit.
Safety car. What do these
How
guys
did-
do? This could play to
How did
Scarlett's
Parra-
hands.
How did Parra crash though? How did he
This,
lose that?
I don't know. Even though Scott's got 6 seconds of penalties, this has just played into his hands quite well. And Sam is now looking very good. Yeah, Jan's coming straight in. Now, how's this
Everyone
gonna...
coming in for softs to the end now by the looks of it.
I've got a job to do, mate. Beer Mylander is required. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm in the safety car. How is this all going to pan out? We're going to. It's going to shake up the pack here. Scarlett does take the race lead. Looks like PSR Jan. Is he going to come out in P2 still? No. Sam goes through. That is going to be. Oh my goodness me! This is going to get interesting now. And has Ben held off Kirby or not? Ben has got out just in front of oh, Kirby's gone through now.
Maybe it was an illegal overtake from Ben.
Possibly, yeah. But that, ladies and gents, has really shaken up the order. About 20 out of 28. We have a safety car situation here at the Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas, with Scarlett is your race leader, but he is carrying 6 seconds of penalty. So let's have a quick look at the penalty situation. We've got Scarlett there carrying, in fact, I'm going to bring it up on the main game telemetry so you can have a look at all of it at the same time. There we go. That's your penalty situation. Scarlett is the race leader. The safety car has helped him in as much as he's gained track position, but he's going to have to really push hard in the final. What do you reckon? 5, 6 laps?
Yeah,
He's going to win this race.
Making a second a lap.
Yeah,
That's a big ask.
it's a tall order, mate. But Sam is looking good in P2. Jan now's got some work to do if he's going to win this race. And Ben got caught out, of course, on the pits as well. He's dropped down to P5, but he's on fresh tyres. We know he's got pace. Kirby's done 2 laps on those hards already. No, Charlie. Well, actually, I could do. I suppose we'll have a look at warnings. I suppose. I don't like looking at warnings. What have we got there so far? Let's look at the situation with the pit stops as well, as we've got a little bit of time here. As you can see, the tyres that have been on the cars. There we go. So there's all your data there. Pick the bones out of that. And that's what's happened so far. And as you can see, the tyre strats that have been used so far. 1, 2, 3 stops there actually for Snipes and Mun and Dream as well. So there we go. (21:28). Safety car, I would imagine, will be coming in at the end of this lap. The pack is already grouped up and we're only just going through turn 2, turn 3. So we're about to get racing. What are my thoughts on this at the moment? Scarlett, he's got a big ask if he wants to win this race. He's got to somehow hope he can completely outpace Sam, and Sam can hold up Jan for a little while.
But even that's a tall order in itself, let alone trying to build a 6-second gap.
Yeah, it's difficult to see. Unless cars behind pick up penalties, it's difficult to see him winning this race. Oh, excuse me. Right. Oh, a bit tired. Well, been a long couple of days, weekends.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel in my age a little bit. In fact, you know what? Whilst the safety car's out, mate, I'm just going to grab some water if you want to take over comms for a sec.
Yep. I will say this, folks. I know what it's like being tired all the time now with them. Now that I've had the virus, I'm just feeling really burnt out all the time now. Just struggling to do as much as I have done previously. But nevertheless, here we go. Safety car in this lap. This is gonna be. Scarlett is gonna need the start of his life to be able to pull something out of the bag here. 6 seconds to make up, and he needs to hope that Sam can hold Jan up, but Jan is on effectively fresh rubber, as well as the likes of Ben, Star, Nath, Acorn, Tornado. All those guys are on effectively new soft tyres. Scarlett is the de facto safety car now. So Is Scarlet gonna bolt, or is he gonna bolt, or is he gonna go for a Bottas restart? He's bolted, and that could leave him vulnerable heading down the pit straight. We're back underway here, 22 of 28, 7 laps to go, including the one they're on.
Here comes Ben going for a move on Kirby early doors. This time he's looking to get this move done, and I think he may have cleared him. Yeah, good overtake from Ben on the restart. Gets position straight away. ABR Star's going to be racing on those tyres as well now as they come for the S's. Let's watch as the cars as they all fly through the S's there. Nice view from Cody's there. Nice camera angle for a change. Toe tag in the chat says, what's the lap difference between Xbox and PC? About 15 seconds for PC with speed hacks. Simple answer to that.
Ben's got a penalty for track limits.
Oh, hello. The Star's going up the inside here at Kirby. They're going side by side. Let's jump on board. And Kirby manages to defend a little bit. Star there, just giving a little wiggle of his wheel there. I don't think he was too happy with Kirby there. Possibly, I'm not sure. But he's going to now try and go around the outside as Kirby defends on the inside. Star's going to have to go late at the brakes. Going to hope that Kirby leaves us some room.
Kirby gets a penalty now.
Yeah, because and Sasha's got one as well. And a bit more contact between Star and Kirby. Tornado picks up a penalty.
Yeah, the penalties are coming in thick and fast
Yeah,
here.
right,
Sam,
yeah,
Jan,
they're
and
racking
Star all clean as a whistle at the moment.
Could it be those three on the podium, mate?
Oh, that's a very strong prospect.
Of course, DRS, we've got one more full lap to complete before DRS is reactivated. But basically, this race is going to turn into a 5-lapper. Well,
Essentially.
Scott's trying his best, but he's pushing. He's got the gap to above 1 second. As Munt picks up the time, but he's had unfortunately, with that instant, he was caught up in early doors on lap 1. That's kind of trashed his race. In saying that, though, of course, that late safety car will allow the possibility for him to get some overtaking done. As Sasha, with an opportunistic move on Snipes, coming out of turn 2, gets the move done, moves himself back up to P12. Snipes, they're trying to get that position back on Sasha. He's going to go up the inside here.
Here we go.
Bit of a lock up there. As Partik's going to try and get Sasha as well. Oh, they're all scrapping now. Look at this. Here comes Partik on Sasha Andre. As Ben gets past Sam at the front and braking, I think. Oh, I missed it. Damn it.
I missed it as well. But
Partik's going to get a move done on Sasha here, or is he? They're side by side. I think Partik's got the high ground, but Sasha tries to go late on the brakes. A little bit of contact there as they come into the right-hander. Oh, Partik with a bit of a wobble there. But I think he's going to get the move done. Places car beautifully on the exit there of the hairpin. Stops Sasha from switching back. He moves himself back up to P13. Good overtake there. Let's just go back to broadcast cam. Flick through. Ben's got a penalty, as you said. Scarlett's got one. DRS is now enabled. And we're starting lap 24 out of 28.
So now business starting to pick up here.
Indeed it is, mate. Oh, Jan's got a 3-second penalty. Hello.
Well, that might have just thrown a cat amongst the pigeons.
Yeah, Sam was suddenly thinking, I could win this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's definitely thinking to himself, this could be my opportunity here.
Oh, and Jan trying to get for move straight away on Sam. He will have the DRS here as well. But Sam could afford to let him pass and just sit with him for the rest of the race, really.
And that should mean he'll stay in a potential podium paying position. But as long as he stays with it, and
Hello. Commentator's curse number 1. Star pick went up as well, mate. Star pick went up. So, there we go.
Well, it was inevitable that was going to happen in esports for me at some point.
Well, now, Stocks is looking like he's got a chance for a podium.
Yeah, absolutely. And, oh, hang on. I think Partik's had enough. There was yellow flags. and Particle lost a couple of positions.
Right, P3 is Jan with 1.3 second behind Scarlet. Where is Stonks? If Stonks can make up a second somehow with a bit of overtaking, Stonks could get a podium out of this. He's currently in P10.
Yeah, very true.
That's the gap. Because I put it on because Shush said please. He said it very nicely, so I had to put it on. Ben's looking for a move now on Scarlet. Scarlet, of course, is carrying that extra penalty as it stands. As you can see, there were a quick 6 seconds of penalties versus Ben's 3, and Ben's got the DRS. She just breezed past him here, to be fair. There we go. He's going to get the job done here.
Yeah, easy as that. And that means, as it stands, Ben is in a race-winning position.
He is indeed. Partik's got past Sasha. I'm just going to flick it back onto the interval between the cars. Star is trying to catch TTM Sam passing. Now, Sam has dropped out of DRS range of Jan. That could be quite important. Needs to try and find a tenth or two. Does Sam in this final sector? Yeah, he's back inside it again. I might just have saved his bacon. As they come through the left-hander, and yeah, Sam's going to keep DRS. That was important. But we've got we're starting out 3 laps to go, ladies and gents. 26, 27, and 28. Ben is our race leader. 8th, 10th advantage. Is Jan going to look for a movement on Scarlet? No, not quite. He's going to sit behind. I think he's going to plan his attack to pass him on the back straight and then go chasing after Ben on the last couple of laps. But it's great to see Ben doing well. In fact, just saying that, he's just gone down in my estimation, as Brett says in the chat. Come on, Ben, you sexy little Grimsby dweller. Good lord. Stonks has picked up a penalty. That's his podium. Just gone out of it.
That's it, gone.
Let's look at can Star get past Sam? Sam has lost DRS on Jan. Is Star going to plan a move? But he's run out of battery. That's his problem. He has drained it, and Sam can defend quite comfortably as Fat starts to brake pretty heavily to avoid going to the back of him. There's Stonks and Tornado. Oh my goodness me! I think Tornado. That was Tornado. Just had a moment there. And that's yellow flags, and he has just lost 2 or 3 positions as Munn gets past him as well up to P12. So it's all happening here towards the end. I'm going to go on board Jan because I want to have a little look at them to see when he's going to plan his attack. It's running out of time. 1.3 seconds is the gap, or 1.4 now is the gap between Ben and Jan.
Here we go, penultimate lap now.
Gap to leader, there we go. Is Ben going to do this? Well, we're going to hear the Benny music.
Oh boy. Could you imagine if
I hope we're not going to hear that. I hope we're not going to hear that. Come on, Ben, you can do this.
But imagine he crashes out on the last lap.
Oh, don't say it, Kenzie.
Well, I've already done the commentator's curse out tonight, so I've got nothing left to lose. Top
there
3
we go.
all within DRS range of each other.
We've Star's looking, shaping for a move on. Sam, can he get the job done this time? I know he's got no battery left. Look at that, 6%. He's blowing it dry, but now he's looking for the move up the inside. He's going to get the move done. I think he is. Nathan's getting pretty punchy as well, just behind Sam. And Star moves himself up into P4. Nathan's having a look at the inside of Stonks. Sorry, Sam again. It's a bit of contact. No, I think has Nathan got the job done? They're still going side by side, but I think Nathan's got the high ground now.
And
Sam's trying to fight it.
You've got 4 cars battling for the last 3 positions inside the top 10.
Wow.
Stonks, Snipes, and Lewis all effectively side by side with each other. But it's Acorn that is ahead of this quartet at the moment as we head into the final lap of the race.
Yeah, and Ben's got a 6/10 advantage with Scarlet's. Tornado picks up another time penalty. Jan in P3, he sees his potential race win disappearing now. We've got some movement as Snipes takes P10 off Lewis. I'm just going to go onto interval again, just to give me a better idea of where the scraps are. Kirby picks up a time pack. We've got a real battle here for the lower, as you said, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, all within a couple of car lengths of each other. The leaders are making their way down to the back straight. I'm just going to jump on board the leaders. I don't know. I want to stay on this actually. Lewis looking for a move. Oh my goodness me. That's Snipes defence. Okay, let's just go to the top 3. I don't think there's going to be any change here. Let's have a little look. We've got Lewis and Snipes battling side by side. We've got Stonks and Judd battling side by side as well. We've got Stonks gets the move done on Yard. Snipes having to defend hard. Where's Lewis's car? There it is. They're still scrapping. Oh my word.
Oh, Lewis has gone wide and he gets a penalty for
He's got
it.
a penalty, but we're going to jump on board there with Ben. Is he going to take victory? He comes around the final corner. He can see the checkered flag. He can taste the champagne. And he crosses the line and takes victory in America. Yang gets P2. Scarlett P3. Does Star get 4? No, Scarlett maintains the podium. Sam in P5.
What?
Oh, it's all changed. It's all changed. Nathan's got about 1 million penalties. I think he's got about 1 million penalties. Must have. Sam and Snipes, Stonks, Kirby, Jab, Lewis, Nate. I think they've all crossed the line. The last car across the line is Dream. He's just coming through sector 3 now. Got about 2 corners to go. Wow, what a race, man! What a race! Woo!
Oh, come on, Cody's Dream gets a penalty right at the end.
Wow, what a great race! What a great race there. We'll give you a rundown. Wow. Okay. There is Ben on the podium there with his win. Very, very happy young man indeed. And we'll give you a rundown of the final positions of this American Grand Prix here in the S2 series. We'll just take the telemetry off. There we go. So confirmation of the race result. Ben gets the win. Ben Hill. And also gets the fastest lap of the race as well. It's been a fantastic night for him. Yang gets P2. Scarlett from FRT gets some good points. Of course, he started some way down the grid, so he'll be very happy with P3. Star in P4. TTM Sam in 5. Snipes in 6. And Stonks gets 7th. It's been a pretty good race there for the TTM guys. It was looking a bit iffy at one stage, but Stonks, with some good work towards the end of the race there, gets it to P7. Kirby in P8. Jub in P9. Lewis in a P10. Nath, I think he had quite a few penalties, I believe, or something. Let's have a quick little look. No, yeah, the one penalty. Oh, did Nath run out of fuel, or maybe had a moment or something at the end. PSR Mun in P12. Partic in P13. Tornado in P14. He had an eventful race. He really, really did. Sasha Andre in P15. Dream was the last of the classified finishers in P16. And then we have PowerQuick 17. PowerQuick's RWB and Luca. All DNF. Will in the chat says Star deserved the podium just for the overtakes alone. They did some great overtakes. A couple of double overtakes.
Hard to argue with that. But it's showing here in the classifications that RWB is showing as classified, and I say that in very large air quotes, 22 laps down.
Yeah, that's not happening, dude. You won't be getting any points for that, I guarantee you that, mate. All right, there's a lot of kudos in the chat to Ben. Yeah, GG's, Ben. That was a great race tonight, man. A lot of happy people there. Brett, Sarcasmo, Harry, Shush, and Anyways, there we have it, ladies and gents. That was the S2 series at Circuit of the Americas. What a great race. I tell you what, I'm really glad to be back. Missed last week. I was unfortunately in hospital, but it's great to be back covering these assist drivers because they're some of the best in the business. They really, really are. So absolutely fantastic. I'm going to chuck a raid over, I think, actually. Sato, my main man, the 1000 decibel Ferrari fanatical lunatic, is currently streaming TIR, Total Impact Racing Division 2, which is a top lineup for a second tier. and they are at Catalonia, I believe. I don't know what the weather's like over there at the moment. But yeah, we're going to go and raid them. I'll be back tomorrow night. I think we've got Big Twos tomorrow night. I know the Assist Twos had a week break, but I think the Big Twos are racing. So I'll be, if it is the case, I need to double check that. I'll be streaming the Big Twos tomorrow night. And of course, I've had to turn Twitter off because big announcement that Levi has just become the ETE main roster captain. Congratulations, Levi, an absolutely top tier driver with an amazing future ahead of him, man. So I've had to turn Twitter off because it was getting too many thousands of notifications. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it, ladies and gents. Kenzie, thanks for doing the comms, mate. As always, really appreciate that.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Now that we're getting into the swing of the voice, being involved in esports now.
Absolutely, the dream team on comms, mate. You know what I'm saying. And thanks to all the new followers as well. I hope you enjoyed tonight's race and the content from yours truly and the voice. And that's it for the night. Going to go and raid Sato and stick around. TIR, top league. I know it is because I own it. It's as simple as that. And we've got some of the best races in Xbox. Believe me, racing in that league. So give it a watch, man. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, take care. Godspeed.